Hello, I'm Annette Young and welcome to the 51%, a show about women reshaping our world. Coming up, it's the most popular genre of music for the under 35s, yet why do so many female rappers have yet to get a break? We'll meet those in France seeking to make sure all have fair access to getting their music heard. I'll also be talking to Shakira Walters from Girls of Grime, a UK collective promoting the work of female rappers about how the time has come to hand the mic over. And a safe space for Chinese female DJs created by a woman in Shanghai and in a country where anything seen as feminist is increasingly considered a challenge to authority. But first, and here in France, rap is the genre of music that's most listened to on any streaming platform for the under 35 age group. Yet, according to a national study, it remains the least mixed genre, with 95% of rap albums being recorded by men. A growing number of female artists in the industry, though, are doing what they can to readdress the imbalance, as Aline Botten and Gavin Lee report.
When we talk about women in rap, in France, one name dominates.
Diams.
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 Diams, je dirais.
Sur le coup comme ça, Diams.
The success of Diam's album, Dans ma bulle, or In My Bubble, goes back 20 years. Yet few other names fall so trippingly off the tongue, and it's not for lack of other artists trying to take the mantle, like Juste Chani, who's had to fight prejudice to carve her own place on the French scene.
The rap audience is an audience not used to seeing too many women in rap, and so you're more easily criticised just because you're a girl who raps. So you arrive at an open mic, you're looked at kind of, whose girlfriend are you? Or, you're the singer, are you? You have to explain a bit that you're there to do your freestyle like the other guys you see.
Juste Chani only has a small presence on streaming platforms, but she's now developing her album, combined with a series of clips. According to the National Music Centre, only 5% of rap songs are recorded by women, a low figure, but one that female rappers are using to their advantage.
If you're a woman that's at a certain level and have confidence and the nerve to do it, you can grab a place in the market, and already as a woman you've removed 90% of competitors, the men. So you have to know how to seize this opportunity.
When it arrived in France in the 80s, rap was considered to be men's music, with women more likely to turn to R&B. To overcome this gap, several schemes have recently emerged, such as Rappers in Freedom, a support programme dedicated to women.
We have platforms that really allow us to shed light on these women who rap. So yes, the trend is changing. We see a little more diversity in any case on the female side. In terms of visibility and media exposure, we're not quite there yet.
These springboards are still necessary, but also testifies to a growing demand for more equal representation.
For me, in any case, rap isn't a question of gender. Like any music, in the end, it's about emotions. Any human being can feel emotions. So it's really not about gender.
The market for rap is constantly evolving too. In the 90s, 30% of people who listened to rap were women. Latest figures show women make up 43% of the audience.
And the gender imbalance in rap music is not just restricted to France. Across the channel, the rap scene in the UK is also pretty lopsided when it comes to female representation. Girls of Grime is an independent female-led grassroots organisation steering change towards gender balance within the music industry. And joining me now from London is its founder, Shakira Walters. Shakira, thank you so much for your time. I think, first of all, we're going to have a quick explainer as to what exactly is grime music, and is it just found in the UK?
So grime music is music, it's birthed of the UK. Definitely, it came from the young guys and girls in London, creating a genre of music just so they could get their voices heard. This was back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and to be heard, they would make this genre that they could go onto their own pirate radio stations, and we we got to have, basically it's a mixture of rap, garage, and some like house music. But it's definitely born of London, but it's definitely global right now.
Why did you set up Girls of Grime?
So being that I myself am a girl of grime, I was raised through that era of grime being birthed. And I saw all the great work everyone was doing. It's very much a grassroots genre. And what I do now is all about just carrying on that energy of community, making sure that we do it ourselves, because grime was always less about the industry, mainstream, more about the communities on the streets. And I just wanted to take that forward, but for the women, because I think what's happened as much as grime has blown up and it's been amazing, we've just missed out half of the population, which are females. So I wanted to create a platform that could put in place a space for women to showcase as well.
Shakira, I just want to take a pause there and listen to some of those women rap artists performing.
It's about 11 p.m. and I'm stuck at home that I want some kisses and hugs. This quarantine's hella boring, I wish I was there cause I know it'd be way more fun. All I see on the TV, the socials, is self-isolate and keep your distance. But I'm stuck to you like prick sticks, so I'll risk it, I hope you're not a statistic.
The older I get, the less sober I am. I'm here taking shots like I'm holding a cam. That's when them farts come and test just how devoted I am. I don't mix anymore, I just stick with the fam. I set some goals and I stick to the plan.
Shakira, so what are the biggest barriers for female rappers?
There's a lot, but I'd say some of the main ones would definitely be the misogyny is a thing. And I'm not going to say it's just female rap. It's definitely across a lot of the genres, but there is definitely like an over-sexualization in rap anyway. But on top of that, there is, when you go into the big buildings and sometimes there's only men, like majority of the people behind the scenes pushing all the buttons, the gatekeepers, the majority of them are men. So I think there's a power imbalance going on between men and women in the industry as a whole. So women in rap are particularly affected by that because if there's no one in the spaces representing you, it's even harder for you to get through. There's also comments made, I've heard things said like, oh, women are unmarketable, or it costs too much to market for female rappers. And that's not true at all, because, you know, especially nowadays, a lot of stuff is being self-developed. So there's just a lot of barriers in the sense that, I hate saying it, but it's just because the men are on top and they're just not letting go and not giving women the space that we need to kind of come in and, you know, nurture that space, because the imbalance has been there for so long. I think they've just let it run for too long now. There's also just a general disrespect that goes on when it comes to women in music. I don't know if you know, recently, like artists like Ray, you know, she's made a whole campaign out of the fact that female songwriters are not getting paid their money, for example. And there's just a general imbalance that we just really need to shift now. And it's kind of very old school, you know, the old boys club stuff that exists. And it's just time. What's exciting is that a lot of that is changing now, because a lot of women are speaking up, but women haven't been able to have a voice. And I think it's a bit uncomfortable. Any kind of change is a bit uncomfortable. But
I do know, Shakira, that you believe the moment has well and truly come for women rappers.
Absolutely. And I encourage it so much more. It is encouraged so much more, shall I say. The conversation that I have outside of, you know, what I'm doing here with you is I have some incredible conversations. They're very positive, very optimistic about the future of female rap. I can say when I started Girls of Grime 7 years ago, those conversations weren't happening at all, and I felt like I was just hitting up against a brick wall all the time. Whereas now the conversations happen and people are like, they're actually following through. So we're definitely at crossroads, and things are definitely turning around right now. And it is very, very exciting. And we try to focus on the good stuff, less on the kind of, you know, there is a lot of negative things. There are, you know, I hate conversations of, you know, the problems women have in studio environments, for example, and all of that kind of stuff. But we're getting more women into studio spaces, but more females are stepping into the technical roles. So we can kind of get rid of some of those barriers.
Shakira Walters, I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And staying on the same note, we next head to China, where tired of Shanghai clubs being dominated by men and where a woman's appearance often matters as much as her musical skills, one woman has created an underground space where female DJs are free to shine.
In this underground Shanghai nightclub, a not-so-quiet revolution is taking place. Here, budding female DJs are fine-tuning their skills at an electronic music workshop run by Eloise Fan. Shanghai's club scene is dominated by men, and more often than not, a woman's appearance matters as much as her talent. A double standard the DJ is determined to change.
Men can put on a t-shirt, sweatshirt, and shorts and be a DJ. But women have to put on thick makeup and dress up so they look sexy and beautiful. That's definitely not fair.
She's the co-founder of Scandal, a music label that champions female producers and runs workshops. Eva, who goes by the stage name Empress CC, contributed to the label's latest album. She says the demands placed on women are discriminatory.
For talented female DJs to be able to make a name for themselves, it's much harder than for male DJs who started at the same time and not at the same level.
But other women say they don't want feminism to be the only thing that defines their work, like the lead singer of this all-female rock band.
Being a feminist is an important way for me to explore the world, but it's not all of who I am. I'm not in a band just to promote feminism, but because I'm involved, of course our music will present what I see and think.
Under President Xi Jinping, Chinese authorities have cracked down on feminist activities, and artists who identify as feminists are often marginalized, leaving them struggling to gain recognition.
And that's all for this edition. We'd love to hear your suggestions for the 51%, so do get in touch via Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. And you can catch our previous episodes on our website. So until our next show, bye for now.